What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and today we are back with Mission 8. We are playing as Dante. We've got a few mods on us. We've got DMC1 Dante. We've got some of the style switch announcer mods where you can see what style I'm playing with. It's a cool visual mod. But we're back. We're playing a mission we shouldn't be with Dante. Very rusty gameplay here at the beginning. Do not judge. This is the first time picking up Dante in weeks at this point, but it gets better. It gets better throughout the rest of the video, so do stay tuned to make sure that I'm not bluffing my way into this. But yeah, we are back with this mission, a mission that has given many people trouble in regards to getting the S rank, myself included. I explicitly remember earlier this year when I was trying to get the S rank on this mission on Hell and Hell mode on stream, and it took an hour, I want to say an hour or so, maybe 2 hours even, of me consistently trying with Nero. And it's the way they've got the system set up in this game, the ranking system, that's what's made it so hard. So for those of you who don't know, as I adjust myself in my chair here, the game runs on an average of style points, and every fight is literally taken into account. Even encounters with two sort of throwaway enemies. So what that means is you have certain fights which you want to avoid because it will actively bring your style rank down. Specifically because the enemies just don't really have enough health for you to constantly have an S rank going, even on Dante must die mode, even on Hell and Hell, all those difficulties. So at the end of the day, what you got to do is just focus on the big fights and then skip all the smaller ones, and you'll be golden essentially. It took a little while to figure that out, but that is why people were sort of missing getting that S rank despite hitting every single encounter. As it turns out, you just have to be strategic. I know some people attempted to get around this by actually carrying certain enemies from one encounter into another, and that takes a lot of time, can be rather annoying, unless obviously you're using Nero and you're using the hold ability with the Devilbringer. But yeah, this is kind of the first big sort of encounter you face in this mission. Two Antinoras, and then you've got a Fury at the end of the fight. But this mission is whatever. It's not, at this point, it's not really all that challenging. It is one of the longest missions in this game, if not the longest, I believe, culminating in a boss fight that you're not initially supposed to win. I mean, heck, it can be considered two boss fights if you consider the first phase of the boss an entirely separate boss. That in and of itself is another discussion to have, really. But I guess in terms of DMC, what I want to talk about, well, partially in this video, is the Visions of V manga. For those of you who don't know, there is a manga that, I believe there's one volume out already. I'm not sure if there's more volumes on the way, but there is one complete volume that is out that details a lot of the backstory of V and of Virgil and why he did what he did. How he got to be, including how he got his tattoos, how he got the clothes he wore, he wears on his back, heck, even where he got his cane from. All those little tidbits, all those details that some people are interested in when it comes to the story of Devil May Cry. That's all detailed or chronicled in that manga. Art style is fantastic. As I said, it sort of fleshes out the story a little bit. Part of me wishes some of it was included in DMC5, but I understand why it wasn't, for brevity's sake, of course, and it would have been a bit difficult, along with the whole mission system, to tell the story coherently. But for those of you who don't know about that, I suggest you do check it out. I believe you can even buy the manga. Not sure if it's been officially translated yet. I just know it is up for purchase, as I have seen people all over Twitter with a copy of the manga, as we take off that Fury's head and move swiftly on. So, a lot of people always message me or always leave in the comments you know, wondering if I'm sort of still playing DMC, or you know, if I plan to continue covering DMC. And that's a pretty simple question of, yeah, I am still playing the games in some form. It might not be DMC 5 I'm playing, but I am still playing the games, and of course there will continuously be coverage. There is only so much you can cover with DevilNeverCry, of course. As much as I love the series, there are just so many times I can go over how Gerbera GP01 is the ultimate Devil Breaker, or how no other Devil Arm will ever beat Alistair. People are sick of hearing me say that. But keep your eyes peeled for a Bloody Palace run that is coming soon. Gonna be much like this video, commentated in, you know, post-editing. So you're gonna get to see me, or listen to me, should I say, ramble for in excess of an hour, I want to say, or close to an hour, as Dante enters this awful looking tunnel through that fleshy, disgusting wall, very reminiscent of DMC 1. We land again in another encounter. Again, with this encounter like this, it will just bring your style average down. So if you really are going for the S rank, don't do what I'm doing. Spoiler alert, we don't get the S rank in this video. Mainly because fuck that shit, man. I've got the S rank on this mission already plenty of times to get the platinum trophy, and I just didn't necessarily feel like doing it again. You know, it is a lot of hassle for what it's worth, and the majority of people watching this series tune in solely because I ramble, not for the game or the gameplay itself. Some people do, don't get me wrong. Some people tune in for a mixture of both. You know, there's just something about the DevilNeverCry series where it's just not, you're not going to find anything really like it anywhere else, despite people singing the praises of Bayonetta or even Assault Spy. The game is just an entirely different beast. But I'm curious as to where it goes from here. You know, there was a recent sort of kerfuffle on Steam where some of the tags were updated, as I skipped this encounter completely because fuck those guys, fuck the rages, where it was updated to state that, you know, PvP and co-op and this and that was coming, and you know, from the offset, from the moment I saw it, I kind of figured it was just some sort of accident. You know, maybe it was an error that the tags were updated as such. People immediately took to the interwebs, whatever site of your choosing, where people were just spouting, "Oh my god, there's going to be an update. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. There's going to be DLC. There's going to be whatever." And it's like, no, just don't pull your devil trigger just yet, people, because more likely, it's not going to be anything. And lo and behold, it turned out to be nothing. But that did not stop people from getting their hopes up. And at this point, the dream of DLC is dead, guys. And I'm going on about this like a broken record, but that's because people just keep looking for things where there's not going to be anything, like the whole Steam tags thing. That's just not. I don't, you know, I understand why people are hopeful, but we have been burned too many times at this point, people. Too many times. So yeah, I guess maybe hold out hope for a special edition, and don't know, maybe that's going to be this generation of console. Probably not. Probably going to be the next generation of console. Maybe it'll be cross-gen, who knows, as we suspend the Goatling in air with some rapid ebony and ivory fire. But a lot of people liked the mini, like, informal interview sort of video that I posted up of the DevilNeverCry UK meet, where we spoke to some of the composers and some of the, well, all three of the composers, should I say, and some of the voice actors, which I'm actually staring at a signed poster here, which is nuts. Poster signed by Ruben Langdon, aka Dante, which was pretty cool. That was he'd managed to send over some signed posters, which was fantastic of him. So now I've got two DMC posters up on my wall. One that was signed by Matt Walker and Hideaki Itsuno, and now Ruben Langdon, which is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I've also got no, how many games have I got that are signed? Is it 3? Yeah, 3 games signed by the dev team. Just this year in general has been absolutely nuts. Not just for me, obviously, but for fans of Devil May Cry. But yeah, fuck man, even for me, the year in review video that I'm gonna do, which I did last year, is going to be a very interesting video, so to speak. I'm going to be compiling sort of clips of DNC's best moments or whatever, which is going to be interesting. Going to be a supercut of absolute nonsense and debauchery, so to speak. I hope, as this Proto-Angelo does not want to fucking die. For the love of all that is unholy, you know. Even a Devil May Cry, when he's got as much health as a goddamn Proto-Angelo, he goes down with a couple of bullets. What an absolute chump, people. What an absolute chump. But yeah, what a crazy, crazy year. And I mean, even just now, not just because of DMC5, but what the community has been able to do with this game is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I cannot say it enough. I always say it. I'm pretty sure I say it in almost every goddamn video at this point. But yeah, the community's been doing absolute madness for this game. And speaking of which, the community in Devil May Cry was nominated for a couple of awards for this year. Unfortunately, it was not nominated as a Game of the Year. Its sister game, Resident Evil 2 Remake, was. I think that's a little bit bullshit. I mean, I understand if they had to pick one Capcom title, you know, Resident Evil 2 Remake or Devil May Cry 5. I can understand why they went with Resident Evil 2 Remake. I guess it was more mainstream in that sense that, you know, there were a lot more people sort of waiting for it, so to speak. Which, you know, if they had to pick one, that's understandable, I guess. You know, still not too pleased about it, but you know, it is what it is. You know, no use crying over spilt milk. And you know, Resident Evil 2 Remake itself was an amazing game. You know, not to discredit it at all. You know, should certainly be up on that list. I think Devil May Cry should be up on that list as well. But I guess maybe they just couldn't sort of, you know, put two Capcom titles on the list because that would be kind of pushing it. But DMC was nominated for 2 other categories. One was the best soundtrack of the year, which, come on guys, Devil Trigger, you know, Devil Trigger was absolutely amazing. You've got Crimson Cloud and Subhuman. That's my favorite in that order. Obviously Devil Trigger, Crimson Cloud, and then Subhuman. Just yeah. The less we say about that, the better. But then DMC5 was also nominated for Best Action Game of the Year, which, you know, that well, honestly, I feel it should win hands down in my opinion. You've got a few others in the category. I mean, what action games even released this year? What have we got? Sekiro. I mean, Control. Control's not even an action game. It's a third-person shooter. It's technically an action game. It's yeah. DMC5 is well, let's hope it wins. You know, if you guys haven't voted, go vote. I already have. Of course, wouldn't be making this video without voting, would I? Kind of expected of me, to be honest. But yeah, getting back to things that are going to be covered on the channel, which I always talk about. We've got this series to finish off. I'm aiming to post around 3 of these videos a week, or at least 3 videos a week. I'm also streaming at least once a week, people over on twitch.tv/DevilNeverCry. If you want to know when I go live, follow me on Twitter at xDevilNeverCry. I had to change up my my Twitter tag to something more appropriate, on brand, shall we say. But yeah, we're streaming all sorts of games, guys. All sorts of games, not just Devil May Cry. But if there is something you want me to cover, do let me know. Death Stranding, well, my thoughts. Put it this way, a long-ass video on Death Stranding is also in the making. I'm at the end game. I've got, I want to say, a couple of hours left. I just have been procrastinating slightly with getting to the ending of that, kind of because I just want to give it the time it deserves and just play through the ending in one entire sitting. I don't want to be that person who plays through half of it and then has to stop for some arbitrary reason, you know, like going to work to pay the bills, going off to my goddamn day job, as people would say. But yeah, I've got a lot I want to say about that game, and I've put a few videos up of Death Stranding, not too many, kind of because I don't really want to focus on it all too much. And they've had some positive response, you know, as positive as it can be for a game as controversial as Death Stranding. Because a lot of people just tend to see it as a walking simulator, which, you know, kind of sucks, because there's a lot of merit to the game. There's a lot to be, it leaves a lot to the imagination. You know, you're left wanting a lot more, but for what it is, I think it's interesting. As we whittle down Urizen's shield. You know, your reason to fight. No, it's just Urizen. God, people looking for the most obvious, most sus links possible. Balrog here goes to town in the punch mode when you're up in the air, which is why I'm just going absolutely ham. I'm using the, some of you may or may not have noticed, I had to switch off attack latency because, yeah, I wanna destroy things as fast as I can press the goddamn button. And then this upcoming fight, phase 2, I honestly should have just let myself die, but I kind of wanted to put up a little bit of a fight, you know, just a little bit. But yeah, spoiler alert, we don't beat this boss. But yeah, we are coming to the end of this video. If you enjoyed today's video, do be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to stay up to date with all the content on the channel. So with all that said and done, as we're at the risk of droning on here, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time.